What's up, you crazy awesome manifestors? This is Jace with Watch Me Manifest My Dream Life. And, what was that? My mouth looked like AI. It looked like bad AI. But what I wanted to check in about was I've been hitting a wall with my manifestational energy path lately. Hitting a wall. And I'm stubborn, so I keep hitting the wall before I just surrender. And then yesterday I had that surrender moment. Surrendering is just like this huge theme right now. I don't know if it's like a big theme for anybody else out there, but it's an ongoing theme lately for me. And I notice when I just keep smashing up against this wall, you know, like with effort, with energy, with worry, focus, discipline, work, like however, all the components, plus all the little things you do, you know, if you're putting yourself in the manifestational state, all the practices, all the stuff, you're doing all this stuff, but then you kind of keep hitting a wall, and then you realize, okay, maybe I just need to surrender all this activity that I'm doing, both external and internal, for a minute, just because it's also kind of defeating. You know, you have a defeating moment because you didn't make whatever happened you wanted to happen. It didn't happen. No matter how you were approaching it, it's not happening. And then you have to admit, okay, that's not happening. I'm surrendering. And then you surrender. And for me, surrender is really difficult because there's always a little part of me that's like, yeah, when I can't surrender that, I'll just be like floating out there in the ether with like, what? Like completely surrendering literally everything is really difficult. But I do feel this wave of surrender come over. And it's kind of like an exhale. I call it like exhale moments. Because when you fully exhale in life, when you have an exhale moment in your life, you literally can be in a state of not worrying about anything. Even if there is stuff to worry about, you're not worrying about anything because you've just literally given everything up. Now, that's kind of difficult for me, but I do have these moments where like a huge wave of surrender comes over me and I feel pretty surrendered. Like, I'm giving up on this thing. And then what happens is I notice it naturally leads me to gratitude because from that perspective of surrender, you're kind of, the only thing you're going to see from there is what might be good in your life. So then you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty good in my life, actually. That's not bad. And then it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not like that bad in that area. Like I thought I was thinking I was terrible. Like I'm actually pretty good. I'm a pretty good guy in that area. What the heck's going on? Why am I thinking that? You start getting like more grateful for everything. And so, yeah. If you're hitting a wall around something, and especially if you're trying to manifest something, and then you surrender, I think where you might end up is in gratitude, and that's not a bad place to end up. Anyway, peace, love, and adventures.